on the next the commands. Okay, we can start now. Okay, so we can start from the previous what we have finished. So last time we have seen if we are going to use the cat file1.txt, how we can transfer the content from another file, right? So we have seen in the cat command. Make sure I have already requested last time, and today I'm also going to request you. Please write down only those commands which we study. Okay, so yesterday some students they are going to show me the copy command. I already requested. We have not covered the copy command yet. Okay, so make sure you can maybe monitor all the commands what I'm going to discuss you now. You can write down your notebook, or maybe you can take a what you call it the pictures how the commands it has been written over here. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
You can't do that. Okay. This is about cat command and the command about touch. What is the importance of touch command? Using touch command, one can create multiple files together, but all the files will be 0 bytes. Touch file4.txt, file5.txt. There you see, I've created multiple files here, but all these files will be 0 bytes with no data added to those particular files.
Okay, so the in the cat command, what you have seen we are going to add the text in that file. So another, so we create the file through the touch command as well. So you will see here in the touch command, there is no data inside. So that's the reason that is called the 0 byte.
Want to add data, you run with the echo command. Echo, I would like to add this particular data, good morning, to the file called file4.txt. Now you see cat file4.txt, you got the data called good morning. Okay,
Okay, you will see here. So the echo command, so we have used to update the content of the file4.txt. So before the file4 and the file5, they don't have any data. So now in this is the way we have entered the good morning to the file4.txt. And then how to see the content. So you can observe here. So here we have used the cat command. So you have to understand when we are going to use a greater than symbol or the direction symbol. And now without that, what are the output you can see here? So you have seen here the cat command, we can see the content of the file4.txt.
that is about touch command. And next, we'll talk about editors in a short while from now. We'll talk about copy command. CP stands for copy. Copy, to copy the files and folders from one location to other location. So let us see how to copy a file here. In order to copy a file, for example, let me take employee.txt. The command is copy what you want to copy, where you want to copy. You know what is source and what is destination. So this is my source directory and I would like to copy this particular file under OPT. A very small example. This is a file name employee.txt which is there under /root. This is my source directory. This is my target directory, destination directory. From this source directory, I'm copying a single file. Where I'm copying this file? Under OPT. Once you press enter,
Okay, so yesterday the one student has shown you the copy command. So you can see here the what are the parameters are required. So here's the location, the source. So if you will look at here from the root folder, there is a file imply.txt. We are going to copy where. So this is a destination. So this is a destination folder /opt. We want to copy the imply.txt file. So you can see here where it is located. It is located under the root folder. Okay, so you have to understand. So this is the source. So where is the source? And then we have to also mention the destination. So one student, she was writing only this command, but not the destination. So it was giving the error. So you have to understand when we are going to write down this command. So we have to keep the two things. What is the file name of the folder or the directory? So sometimes you don't give the proper path. You don't give the exact the location. Then also it will be error as well. So you make sure you should know so that what is the source and what is the destination.
Enter, the file will be copied. You go to /opt there, you see under opt, one file has been copied here, that is employee.txt. By default, copy command works in the backend. It does copying part in the backend. If you want to see everything in the forend, you have to pass an option called -v, verbose, verbosity. I'll take one more example here, file1.txt, I would like to copy under /opt. See the difference, all of you? See the difference between the backend and forend? Here, once you pass an option -v, you'll come to know what are you copying, where are you copying. That is exactly called as verbose mode. Suppose if you want to copy multiple files there, for example, copy file2.txt, file3.txt, where you want to copy to /opt. There you see under /opt, multiple files got copied. Okay, if you want to copy multiple files, all of you, you can always make use of regular expressions. Now, can you tell me what is the common between all these files here? The common extension would be star.txt, all of you, or you can take f character, or you can take the word file. See one more example here. Copy star.txt. I'm always giving absolute path for better understanding. Star.txt, where you would like to copy these files. What do you mean by
Okay, so now you will see here, this is another example. So when we have a multiple files and they have the same type of extension. The star means, yeah, or asterisk, we also use the word. Asterisk means take all the files with the extension txt. Please copy all this file and place in this folder. So you have to understand, the what is called the purpose of the asterisk or the star. The asterisk dot txt means asterisk means or star means all files with txt extension. So how many we have? One, two, three, four, five, six. So all these files will be copied in this folder. So let's see.
star? Star means all, but I don't want to copy all here. I want to copy only those files which has got the common extension .txt. Star.txt /usr/local. It will be copying there. See, you want to copy in foreground, you mention -v, enter. See, multiple files got copied here with extension called .txt. In order to validate, /usr/local, which will give you, see, multiple files got copied here. Likewise, in the case if you want to
Okay, so now you have seen. So the CP command, so we have used with the star.txt. It will copy all the files with the txt extension. And then we have verified, we went inside that, the what you call it, the folder, and we have used the ls command and we specified the path. And then you have seen all those are filed there, right? So this is the different ways you have to understand how we can use the different ways of copy command.
copy a directory, for copying directory, you have to mention the option called -r. R is nothing but recursive mode. What you want to copy, where you want to copy. I want to copy a directory called dir1, okay, /root/dir1. Why I'm not giving /root, all of you? Since I'm already working under /root, I'm giving relative path. If you wanted to give absolute path, you can give that. See, dir1. Where is dir1? It is under /root. So when you're working with the same directory, you can always give relative path. When you're not working with the same directory, you have to give absolute path. Like that, you can make use of different paths here. /root/dir1, I want to copy under /opt. There you see ls/opt there. one directory has been copied over here. Okay,
Okay, so we already know about that when you have seen the ls command, so it will show you the two stuff. One is the directory, another files. So now if you will look at here, the folders are the directories why we create. So that directory has the collection of the files. So now instead of copying the files from one location to another location, so now this is slightly different. So this time I'm going to copy the directory, not the file. So in the directory we have a multiple files. So now you can see here, so we are going to use the copy command cp, copy command -r. So I'm going to use the -r for the purpose of directory. So this time I'm going to copy the directory. So /root/dir1. So if you will look at here, so that this directory will be the subdirectory of the root. So if you will look at here, that dir1 is the subdirectory of the root, and we are going to copy the dir1 directory and we are going to place in the opt. So now when you will see here the ls/opt, so you can find that dir1 directory is there. So this is the way you are going to copy the directory. So before that, we were watching how we can copy the file. File, another we have a directory. So the directory I already mentioned, so it is like a folder in the Windows. So why you are going to create a folder, you have to make sure, okay, so the all the your important document will be placed here, right? So you can give some name, right? So that here the same thing is, if I want to copy the directory, so what are the additional stuff I have to write down? Hyphen. So the copy command knows now I'm going to copy the directory. If you will not use, so it might give you the error.
it might be empty directory, it might be nested directory, must and should, you have to use the option -r. -r is nothing but recursive mode. Likewise, copy command, you also have cut and paste. You would like to rename this particular file. This is the old file name and this is the new file name. Renaming a file, the command is move. It's not copy, it's cut and paste, not copy and paste, cut and paste. This file will be renamed as new file1.txt. See, once you press enter, there is no file1.txt. This has been changed as new file1.txt.
Okay, so now you can see here the how to change the name of the file. So the mv command. So we want, so this is a source, this is a destination. So just think about that one. So this name will change to the new file.txt, and then you want see the file1.txt.
Same thing goes for directories also. dir1 will be changed as new dir1. Now there is no such directory called dir1. It is being changed to new dir1.
Okay, so the similar commands we can also use for the directory as well if you want to change the name. So we have seen mvdir1. So this is the old name, and the new dir1. So this is the new name of the directory. So we can use the different ways of changing the name and the directories.
You want cut and paste? The command is move. I want to cut this particular directory, new dir1. I would like to paste it under /opt. Now there is no new dir1 here. Since this is not copy and paste, this is cut and paste. So this is completely, you can see under /opt now. Now there you see a directory got pasted here, that is.
Okay, so now this is a different style. So you can see here, if I want to take this command and I want to place under the OPT folder, so how I can write. So last time we have used the CP command. In the CP command and the MB, so is we are going to cut and we are pasting under the OPT folder. So this is the difference between the MV command and the CP. So you have to aware about that one. So when I'm going to use the MV command and when I'm going to use the CP command.
This new dir1. So with single command, you got two operations. You can rename a file, even you can do cut and paste. And then you have the command called rm. Rm is to remove a file or a directory. For example, you want to remove a file, rm file2.txt to be removed. By default, rm command, move command, copy command works in interactive mode. What is the meaning of interactive mode? Like before you remove a file, it will prompt you. Okay? It should prompt you whether you would like to remove this particular file or not. I believe some aliases has been removed over here. Okay? By default, aliases would be there. See, the file has been removed now. Likewise, you want to remove multiple files, star.txt, multiple files will be removed. Wherever we have the files called extensions txt, multiple files will be removed. Now there is no start.txt files there. Likewise, if you want to remove empty directories, you can run the command called rmdir dir2. But with rmdir, you cannot remove nested directories. You'll have an error message. India is not an empty directory. Under India, you got a directory called Telangana. Under Telangana, you got a directory called Hyderabad. If you want to remove nested directories there, you have to use the option rm-r, specify the parent directory name. Then only you can remove.
Okay, so now we have seen the RM. RM command basically is used to remove the file. So we have seen RM and then you can specify the file name. And we can also see if you want to delete the multiple files. So you have use the asterisk.txt. So it will remove all those files with the txt extension. And other is if I want to delete the the directory, so I can remove rmdir2. But if so, the dir2 is a empty, the directory. But if you compare with India, India is not an empty directory, so it has the another two subdirectories are there. So you will see here there is a error message failed to remove India directory because it's not empty. So it will give you the proper messages as well. So then we are going to use the rm hyphen r. So because this India directory having the two subdirectories. So for this reason, if this is the case, you have to see. So if this is a empty directory, then how I'm going to remove if the directory having some files or subdirectories, then what is the way to remove the directory? So you can see here rm-r India.
Nested directories. Same thing, if you want to work with rm command in verbose mode, you can do that. dir3, dir4. Okay? Multiple directories can be removed. I don't think I have directories there. rm-r. I forgot to give r, right? See, multiple directories has been removed. dir3 and dir4. ls. It's a clear.
So make sure when you are going to write down the commands, so it will give you the guidelines. So you can see why it is giving the error. So try to understand the error. So the error will tell you the all line of the story. So what is the reason behind? Okay. So then you have to check the syntax. Syntax means rules and regulations. How we are going to write down the commands in the Linux or Ubuntu, the OS. So all these things it will guide you how we are going to write down the commands. Okay, so today we have started with the cat command. So the cat command is like the we are going to create the empty file, and then we have seen how we are going to insert the content in the empty file. So we have used the echo command, and after that we have seen the copy command. So how we are going to copy the one file, and then we are going to place another directories, and then we have also seen what is the difference between the copy and the move command mv. So the mv is like the cut and paste. So some when you cut so that file will not be there, and it will be placed some other directories, or maybe you have placed in the same, the directories. It depends on your requirement. So, and then with the copy and the MV command, so you have seen the asterisk, asterisk dot txt. Asterisk means all files. When you are going to use to copy or change the multiple files, then you are going to use the asterisk. So we have seen, and after that, we have seen the rm command, how to remove the text file, how we are going to remove the directories. So when there is a empty directory, so what is the way to remove, and how we can remove the the directory which has the content, which has the subdirectory. So we have used the on the R command. So and then so this is the way we are going to work. So now yesterday, what are the commands we have seen? Yesterday we have seen the command. Anybody? Okay, so let me see my content. So this is the D12. So where you can see the course outlines, you can find also this information, and the Linux command, this folder. So PWD we have seen the working directories, and then echo command. Today we have seen the echo command, how to enter the the data into the file, the copy command. So you will see here the copy command we have discussed today, and here is all you have to understand. This is a file name, this is a source, and this is a destination where I want to place this file. So you have to understand the copy command, the mv command. So we have also discussed that today the mv command, rm. So we have discussed today the rm, how to remove the file and how to remove the directories. We have seen grep command, we have not seen yet. The cat command. So when I want to see the content of the file, so I'm going to use the cat command. ls. So most of the time we are going to use the ls command. So we want to see the content of the directories. So the ls command and then ls hyphen l. So more detailed information about the the directories and the files. We want to see the ownership, and the cd command when we are going to change from one directory to another directory. So what is the cd command we have seen yesterday as well. Mkdir, how to make a directory. So we have also done yesterday as well. So remove directory. So we have seen today. So make sure you have to understand how we are going to remove the the empty directory and what you call it, not empty directory. Okay, so these are the commands which I have showed you. Please, the previous work you have to show me as well as today. Okay, so now I'm focused on this one. PWD, we have a mkdir, ls command, ls hyphen l. We have seen the cat command, how to create the files, how we can merge the two file into the single file, and we have also seen the what you call it, uh, how to make a direct caching. I have already explained. The copy command, how to copy the the multiple file at the same times. The move command, what is the purpose of the move command and how we are going to use. And the last one we have seen the how to remove the file and the directory. So I think almost 7, 8 commands. So please show to me. So the time is 10:26. So the deadline is 11 o'clock. Could you please turn on the video so I must know so that you are with me? We are in the same page. So understand? So what are the commands we have discussed yesterday and today you have to show me. Sharuti, understand what I discussed?